From the WYLN studios in Hazleton and all over northeastern Pennsylvania, this is WYLN News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. Today we have learned that Sears Holding announced that the Kmart at the Laurel Mall will close, along with 63 other locations. The local store expected to close in early April. The company said it told associates at the Kmart stores and at 39 Sears stores that they would be closed between early March and early April. In a statement from the company, it says it continues strategic assessment of the productivity of our Kmart and Sears store base and will continue to right-size our store footprint in number and size. It goes on to say, as previously announced, we will continue to close some unprofitable stores as we transform our business model so our physical store footprint and our digital capabilities match the needs and preferences of our members. Eligible employees impacted by the closures will receive severance and will have the opportunity to apply for open positions at other Kmart or Sears stores in their area. Liquidation sales expected to begin soon in the closing stores. Kmart opened at the Laurel Mall location in September 1994. State police at Fern Ridge now say they have the Hazleton man and an alleged accomplice for an incident in Chestnut Hill Township earlier this week. Troopers say they received a tip that Achilles Conde Shinnery was walking along a road in Chestnut Hill Township when he was picked up earlier today. Investigators say he argued and then shot 30-year-old Harry Reed of Chestnut Hill Township on Tuesday. Witnesses also identified Aphrodite Henneborn as being with Conde Shahinry at the same time of the incident. Henneborn and Conde Shahinry now in the Monroe County Prison. Hazleton City Council voting last night to temporarily transfer money from a pension fund to a general fund. $1.5 million was borrowed from the Act 205 account. According to Mayor Jeff Cassatt, the city needs money to operate until other tax revenue becomes available. A $300,000 health insurance payment and an $800,000 general liability insurance payment are due. This will be the third year that money will be used from the pension fund account. Council must also approve an updated version of the 2018 budget by January 8th so that they can meet the deadline to pass it February 15th. An investigation is underway at the Butler Township Fire Company Bar and Social Room. Search warrants were served yesterday by Butler Township Police. Chief Brian Sabatini did not say what the investigation was about and that the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board was not involved. The social club is not affiliated with Valley Regional Fire and Rescue, though the two share the same building in Drums. The trial of two people charged with setting fire to a home in Hazleton and causing the death of a man is now set for August. Thomas McQueen and Alice Rymiller, according to prosecutors, set fire to a home on Mine Street in Hazleton back in March of 2016, which claimed the life of Wanser. Among the charges they're facing include second-degree criminal homicide, involuntary manslaughter, as well as arson-related offenses. An alleged case of animal cruelty is being investigated by East Union Township Police after two dead horses were found dumped on the side of Girard Manor Road. The horses appeared to be malnourished and apparently froze to death. The Hillside SPCA in Pottsville assisted authorities on Wednesday afternoon. The animals allegedly were dumped between 6 p.m. Monday and 11 a.m. on Tuesday. The owners or people responsible for leaving the animals there could face felony charges. A necropsy will be conducted on the horses by the Pennsylvania Veterinary Lab to determine the exact cause of death. Hillside is also offering a $500 reward to anyone who has information on those responsible. You can also contact the Schuylkill County Communications Center at 570-462-1992. The Wyln Municipal Authority would like to remind customers to run a small stream of water to protect their lines from freezing in this inclement cold weather. The authority is not responsible for residents' service laterals that freeze. If you have any questions, you can contact their office Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 at 570-636-1733. Well, the coldest part of the winter storm is making its way into our area. Already, many schools have canceled classes for tomorrow, including in the Hazelton Area School District. The winds are picking up, and that is sending the drifting snow onto roadways and creating icy spots. With the temperatures dipping into the negative single digits, the wind chills will send them even lower. Even if pets do have an adequate shelter outside, the next few days probably a better idea to just bring them in. Adding wind to the cold temperatures could bring more chance for pipes to freeze, and if they do, turn off water at the source and don't use an open flame to try and thaw them. We have the numbers, the cold numbers, coming up. Coming up on WYLN News, a county corrections officer has his day in court. Plus, Julie Stefanovich will give us an inside look at new technology in one local operating room. But first, here we go. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Overnight, cloudy and windy, on and off snow showers, the low 0. And those winds could gust up to 40 miles an hour. The wind chill warning is in effect until 6 p.m. Saturday. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and again those hefty winds, the high nearing 9. For Friday night, once again, it is going to be partly cloudy. Those 40-mile-an-hour gusts are possible with an overnight low of -2, and Saturday, sunshine and a high of 9. We'll be right back.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazelton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 19 minutes from Scranton, 15 minutes from Wilkes-Barre, 12 minutes from Old Forge, 18 minutes from Mountaintop, and 28 minutes from Berwick. Barber Ford in Exeter and Barber Ford in Hazelton. Start your new car search today at barberautogroup.com, where nobody but nobody sells for less.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I'm Scott Wagner. If there's one thing I'm familiar with, it's taking out the trash. I started this business from the ground up. Harrisburg insiders take care of themselves, not us. I'm running for governor to clean up their mess. My plan will junk the property tax, cut wasteful spending, and put big government in the dumpster. I've taken out trash before. Career politicians are going to be real easy.
Conservative, reformer, tough. Scott Wagner for governor.
A guilty plea was entered in Luzerne County Court by a county corrections officer who was accused of pointing a loaded gun at a man last January. According to prosecutors, 29-year-old Corey Kish made racist remarks and pointed a gun at Patrick Green at Dee's Diner in Plains Township. 2 patrons tackled and disarmed Kish and restrained him until police arrived on the scene. He was placed on unpaid leave from his job as a corrections officer after the incident. He pled guilty yesterday to a misdemeanor count of simple assault. A charge of reckless endangerment was dropped. He was then sentenced to 15 months probation and ordered to have no contact with the victim and not to possess a firearm except for work purposes. Commissioners in Schuylkill County voting on a new chief public defender on Wednesday. Karen Domalakis, daughter of Judge John Domalakis, will now head the Schuylkill County Public Defender's Office. Domalakis of Frackville served as the assistant public defender in juvenile court cases. She will replace Michael Stein, who is now the county's first district attorney. Tamaqua's youngest mayor sworn in at Tuesday night's reorganizational meeting. Mayor Nathan Giras, who is just 19 years old, ran unopposed in last year's general election. He replaces former mayor Christian Morrison, who served as Tamaqua's mayor for the last 12 years. Council members David Mace, Richie Linkhorst, and Mary Linkovich were also sworn in. David Mace was reappointed council president. Brian Connolly voted vice president. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton now offers robotic surgery. And our Julie Stefanovich had the opportunity to go into the OR and get a first-hand look at this exciting new technology.
Surgeons at Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton have a new tool when performing surgical procedures. Robotic surgery is an extension of laparoscopic surgery. It gives doctors better visualization and dexterity while working on patients. The technology has been around for the past few decades, and Dr. Michael Mahoney explains traditional versus robotic procedures.
So the big difference is going to be in the incisions. Traditional surgery usually uses bigger, longer incisions that create more pain and more potential for complications after the surgery is over. Robotic surgery is a minimally invasive, so much smaller incisions, which means less pain and hopefully less complications.
The robot is used for a variety of surgeries, and doctors in the OR in Hazleton will be utilizing it for many procedures, including prostate and kidney surgeries.
What we, Dr. Mahoney and I, use it here for is primarily abdominal procedures, so common general surgical procedures such as gallbladder surgery, hernia surgery, and often colon and rectal surgeries. That's where it has a huge advantage, particularly for people who need surgery in the pelvis, which is a very tricky area to get to. It's surrounded by bone. There's not very much space in that area, so the robot gives you a lot of excellent visualization and the ability to get into very difficult to visualize parts of the body.
Surgeons take special courses to learn how to master the robotic technology.
So again, robotic surgery is more or less just a new tool to use, so you have to be trained with regular surgical training in your residency. However, yes, to use the robot, you have to be trained, and usually that's done through the company that makes the robot.
Depending on the individual and type of surgery, the recovery period can be less evasive to the patient.
Recovery time has the potential to be much shorter with robotic surgery compared to the traditional open procedures. So, for example, a colon surgery, you remove a section of the colon. Traditionally, someone might be in the hospital up to 5 to 7 days. That can sometimes be shortened to 2 to 3 days with a robotic colon resection.
The new robot is now being used at the hospital. Doctors are excited to bring the new technology to benefit the community. A Name the Robot contest is also open to students grades 6 through 12. They have the chance at winning an Apple iPad mini for coming up with the most creative name. Submission forms are available at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton Facebook and also on the Wyln Facebook page. The deadline to enter is February 4th. In Hazleton, for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Absolutely amazing. And who said video games can't help with dexterity? Coming up on Klein Township's News Choice, the season continues at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts. We'll get the details in Community and You. Plus, the butter sculpture was unveiled today, so you know what that means. The Pennsylvania Farm Show is underway. And the jackpots keep growing. No big winner in last night's Powerball, so the Saturday drawing, $550 million. And tomorrow night's Mega Millions worth $445 million. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about visiting a restaurant that has a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the types of things that we will be featuring on our new show, Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Jeff Bonomo, host of Off the Beaten Path, welcomes you into the world of craft beer, great wine, and good eats. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.
Welcome to Community and You, and we have a group of people who are always getting ready for something spectacular, and they are from the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in Hazleton. With me, Joelle Whitner and John Sugard, and I'll tell you, I don't know, first of all, where they get any rest. You go from one show to another show to another show, and now you're the director of what?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh. Now, is this a musical?
It is a musical.
Oh.
It never made it to Broadway, but it was performed regionally and almost made it to Broadway. Amazing score, right from the Disney movie, with some songs added. Great show.
Wow. Now, John, you are on stage, off stage, up in the balcony.
I'm off stage for this one.
Off stage for this one.
Yep.
But you are a familiar face. Whether you're directing, you're just kind of an all-round kind of guy.
I don't know when to stop.
that's probably, well, I'm sure for Joelle's sake. I'm sure for Joelle's sake, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about, because there are a lot of theater groups in the area, there are a lot of good productions that go on. And I know, Joelle, you were telling me that you have a son.
Yes, I do.
Who's been involved in theater ever since you since they were just babies. How do you get the young people? Because it's a lot of commitment.
It absolutely is. But it's no more a commitment than any sport. And there are children that are meant for sports, and there are children that aren't. There are very artistic children, children that love to express themselves but don't know how. So usually we get them involved in one of the children's productions. There's plenty of them in the area through a variety of theaters. Once they have their first production, they find out how much fun it is to be a part of a team, to work hard and make some magic happen on the stage. They're usually hooked.
And what happens then, John, because I know you've been involved in, we had you here for the Zombies, we had you here for the Christmas Carol, so you're dealing with all different kind of age groups. Teens must be very difficult because they have to memorize.
I've worked with teens a lot, especially here at PTPA, and I can't say that's ever been a problem. I think because by the time, I'm working with teenagers, they are veterans in their own right because they started with the kid shows, and they know what the commitment is and what's expected of them. And there is such a camaraderie about doing theater, and by the time kids are teens and hooked, they've bought into that. They've bought into that sense of community that comes with just being in a cast and working on a show.
And it's nice to put it together as a team effort. Now, when I talked to John, and we were talking about, and we've had him on before, and I said, it would be nice to give everyone a little bit of a background of the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts. And he said, I think I can handle that. And it's you! How did this come about?
Actually, it was my mother and myself. We had a nonprofit dance company out of our dance studio, and someone suggested to us that we should start a children's theater, which is what we were used to working with. So I was very ambitious in my young 20s, and I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a children's theater. And one thing led to another, and there we had PTPA. Came up with the name, sent out, became nonprofit, became 501c3, and the rest is history. We've been doing shows ever since, with them and without them, but we've never really stopped directing. It's gone through quite a few people who have taken charge, and it's just a wonderful thing for the community.
Now, how did you end up at the Ferrara Center?
After I had left for a while, having my children, the building that we were in needed so much work that it was not really affordable to a community theater. There's a lot of money that gets involved.
There's a lot of theaters like that. Yes.
We were in an old church building, and it was very expensive to heat. Most of the profits we would make would just go to heat the building, and you can't exist like that. So they looked for a building that was a little bit more affordable, easier to heat, and I think they made a connection to do that.
Again, the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts at the J.J. Ferrara Center in Hazleton has all kinds of things coming up. We'll be telling you more about Hunchback of Notre Dame as we get a little bit closer to that. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, wonderful. And we hope that you will take the opportunity to join them at the theater and us right here on Community and You.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
Modern therapeutic staff take pride in providing quality care in a professional setting. In-home care for homebound patients and provide free transportation to and from our location. Modern Therapeutics, 1109 West 15th Street, Hazleton.
Valmont Auto Sales. Buy here, pay here with a good selection of clean pre-owned vehicles. Use your tax return and make small weekly payments to fit your budget. Valmont Auto Sales, 34 Susquehanna Boulevard, West Hazleton, 570-501-2626.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on Wyln TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
The Pennsylvania Health Department says it has given the state's first all clear for a medical marijuana dispensary to begin providing the drug once it's available from a licensed grower. The Keystone Canna Remedies dispensary in Bethlehem received state authorization today, a major milestone in Pennsylvania's new medical marijuana program. 9 entities to grow and process medical marijuana have previously been approved. Officials say their products are expected to be available to patients in the coming 4 months. So far, more than 1,000 Pennsylvania patients have been certified by a doctor to use medical marijuana. Pennsylvania's largest indoor agricultural expo takes place in just a few days, and there are some tips to remember to stay safe and avoid the traffic nightmares. The agricultural industry is made up of men and women from all different walks of life. The 102nd annual Pennsylvania Farm Show features diversity from all over the industry.
We still, all of these years later, still take 8 days in January to honor this industry, significant industry of ag.
Brings in crowds of people each and every year who want to learn about the industry and meet the people who provide the state with sustainable products.
Saturday. It's interesting to watch this, the consumer interest in food and really wanting to know about the food system, right? Where does it come from? How is it produced? You get a chance to see that here at the Farm Show. We're very privileged to have a public investment in Farm Show in this week to really use it as a classroom to bring folks back into the story and discussion about ag, talk about food, talk about technology, And you can tell that story many ways, but the best story is really through the people.
Trooper Brent Miller, Public Information Officer for Troop H, offers advice to parents and educational institutions that plan on bringing children to the farm show.
Before you go to the farm show that day, whatever your children or school organization, get all the kids together and take a picture. Everybody usually has cell phones now, so with the digital age, you can take a picture so you know exactly what that child is wearing. Problems we see is missing children inside the facility. So the more information we have of descriptions, the better we can to reunite those children with those school groups or their families.
And there's always quite a crowd, so traffic is a concern when heading to the Farm Show complex. You can plan ahead by checking out PennDOT's Farm Show webpage at 511pa.com.
Little legends that you can click on to find out if there's an incident, that maybe that's why it's taking longer. But it's allowing you the option, because we really, really strongly encourage everybody not to pile onto Cameron Street. Because Cameron and Elmerton is really where the crux of the traffic congestion happens. That and pretty much 81 southbound.
The show starts Saturday, January 6th and runs through the 13th. And if you'd like more information, you can visit farmshow.pa.gov. And now for a scheduling note. Tonight's basketball game between Hazleton area and Crestwood girls canceled due to the inclement weather. A game is scheduled to be aired tomorrow night right here on Wyln between the Crestwood and Hazleton boys teams. That would be at 7:30. Stay tuned to WYLN News and our Facebook page for updates on any other weather-related cancellations or announcements. We will be bringing you the best in live basketball throughout the season. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
Discover MMI Preparatory School and you'll discover why so many families start their children in our middle school. Personalized attention and a track record of success. Join us at visitation night and then register for our entrance and merit scholarship exam. Log on to MMIprep.org and listen to parents say why they chose MMI.
There is, without a doubt, no other place that we would rather see our sons be educated.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget. Restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.